Hey everybody, Christine Bertram coming to you here live from the Hive in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. It is the last Thursday in April, you guys, April 27th, and the chatter that has been going around is we cannot believe that it's going to be May on Monday, you guys. May Day, May Day. What's the saying I heard today? Oh, I don't know if we want to say it.
Yeah.
It was naughty. I had never heard this saying before about what May Day.
Outdoor screwing.
Okay, something about outdoors, time to go outside and play. Let's just keep it at that. So you guys, I have a guest here with me. Cheryl Taylor is here from Florida. I'm so excited that she's here. She's up for the MS benefit, which is on Saturday. And she flew up Tuesday night and she heads back next week, Wednesday morning. And so I've been putting her to work, which is good. You guys, I have all the class slips written out for people that are currently signed up all the way through the last class in May. Yay! Oh, it's so nice. There's Cheryl visiting from Wisconsin from Florida. Yay! So that's been helpful. But what we did, you guys, over the last I have the Bud Light video up, you guys. Apparently, I was showing it to somebody, and we'll put that away and get me up here. All right, yes, because there's a lot of good videos going around, you guys, about that. All right, so let's find the video. And we have the MS benefit. So what we did on Tuesday and on Thursday, today, we made up, let's do the math really quick. We have 45 times 5. We made up 225 cards between Tuesday and today. That meant like a stamping and assembly. We had a team that helped out prior to that already so I did all the cutting of the cardstock. Karen Wetstein helped with the cutting of the DSP. Tammy Sokolik did the die cutting of the cardstock for all the pieces. And then Rhonda did all the embossing. So it was a team event that we've been working on. And then we had Jill here, we had Christy Duranke, Jill Betzine, Chris, Judy Immel, Diane Bogenhagen, Cheryl was here. Who else is that? That's what?
Judy.
Yeah, Judy Immel. So we had a team here of like 5 or 6 people, maybe 7 with me, working on putting the cards together. And I can't wait to show them to you guys because we figured out 8 spots left. So we had 9, and my mom called this afternoon and she's like, well, do you have any left? I would like to donate $30 and get the 5 cards. And I'm like, oh, Mom, yay. My mom cut all the ribbon, you guys. So it was definitely a team event, teamwork so far. The event is actually on Saturday. So there is still time in case anybody still wants to donate for the cause. All the proceeds are going to the National MS Foundation. And you guys don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. I was just getting there myself. So what happens with the $30 donation is we're keeping 7. You guys, prices have gone up over the last, so we started doing these events back probably 3 years ago, and we only kept out $5 for a set of cards. So like $1 per card. And with the prices going up, we learned after the last event that we were losing in terms of the, because somebody on my team helps to put in the order, and then they buy all the product, and then we reimburse them for the materials. And so we figured out the last time it needed to get a little bit higher so that they weren't actually like having less money than what they were putting into it. So we keep $7, and then the $23 gets donated. And then on top of it, Cheryl made 28. Cheryl and friends down in Florida made 28 extra cards, and they were for an extra $5 donation. All 28 cards are gone. Yay! That's so exciting. So that's an extra 28 times 5, whatever that is, for the donation. I think when we figured it all out, if all 64 sets of cards go, it's something about $1,400 or $1,500 just from the cards alone that the donation is going to be. And then on top of it, Bonnie Lesbrons, who is on the team, and her sister Lisa have been working hard at getting donations. And I know I'm seeing some names on here like Deb Norman. I know Deb brought some wine up and made a basket for the donations for the raffle. A whole bunch. Cheryl made a diamond dot. I don't know, Diane Bogenhagen put a basket together. So, and I do a class pass with some handmade greeting cards. And so I think she said she has 17 or 20 different baskets, you guys. They're all out in my mudroom right now. And tomorrow afternoon, sometime between let's say noon 30 or 1 and 2 or 3 o'clock, we're going to do a live. Bonnie and I are going to go through and say where the baskets came from and what's in the basket. And anybody can get tickets that's in the U.S. because we're only going to ship inside the U.S. I don't do international shipping. And so tickets are, what are they? They're $2 for a ticket, 3 tickets for $5, 7 tickets for $10, and then like 15 tickets for $20. I'm like, that's like, there's something, right? So it's like $2, $5, $10. We did a 15 because somebody wanted to do 15. So we figured out, I think 11 tickets for $15, but we're going to have the signs up tomorrow when we do the video. And if anybody wants to chip in and buy raffle tickets, all of the proceeds from the raffle go for the donation. And I think over the years past, we've done around between $500 and $700 on the raffle. So we're on target to beat our goal of over $2,000 that we're raising for this benefit, which is awesome. Yay! So I'm going to share the cards with you guys here momentarily. So we have, I think, 8 sets of these cards left over in case anybody would like to contribute yet and make a small donation. We'd appreciate it. But before I keep going, I want to say hi to everybody that's on here, you guys. Cindy Bruntree's here. Yay. Cheryl's here online and in the flesh. Hi, Sarah Mitchell. Hi, Sandy Wicklander. Hi, Jean Turble. You're watching me on the big screen. Whoop, whoop. That just reminded me. So I was just at, one of my good friends just is leaving his company and is having a going away party. And so I didn't know if I'd get there afterwards. So I went from like 4:30 to 5:30. So I flew in and I flew out. And they were teasing me that they were going to put me up on the big screen at where the party is going to be. And I'm like, no, you don't need to. You don't need to. Perfect. Thank you. Thanks, Cheryl. So Jean, that's what I just thought of when you said that. Hi, Patricia Settle. Hi, Debbie Gast. Hi, Deb Norman and Sherry Martin. Hi, Lori Baxter. And Carol Alanis, your swap cards arrived today. Just wanted to let you know that. Hi, Linda Hunt. And there's Laura Sullivan. Laura, I'm glad the water problems are being fixed in the kitchen. Yay. Hi, Judy Jones from Australia. Hi, Susan Bellamy. There's Karen Wetstein. I've heard from my old boss many years ago. I'm not sure what. Hi, Pauline. Hi, Pauline. Hi, Susan Ray Hendricks. Hi, Michelle Davis. Hi, Pam Gill. Hi, Deanna Stell from West Michigan. Susan's holding her kitty. Yay. So Tigger's around here. I don't know exactly.
The garage door's open.
Oh, he's out in the garage. Okay, Cheryl's on it. He might be out in the garage, you guys. Hi, Kathy Jackson from Iowa, Wisconsin. So Tigger is roaming around. I told Cheryl that she's in charge of Tigger tonight just to make sure he's on his best behavior. Hi, Veronica. Hi, Tammy Steckling. Let's see. Hi, Sherry Mitchell. Thanks for sharing, everybody. There's Mary Lemke from Iowa City. Yay. Hi, Carmen Sanders and Buzzy, Debbie Buzzy at Work Schultz. Hi, Millie Kindle. Hi, Susan Rich. Oh my gosh, you guys are so many of you guys are already rocking and rolling in here. Hi, Ethel King and Donna Gruski. All right. Hi, Sarah Merchant and Connie Moore. Hi, Ileana and Sharon Land. There's Julie Bierschbach and Betty and Julie. Hi, Linda. Deb, you got a lot of rain. It sounds like you're flooded in Dubuque. Wow. Hi, Ann Bellinger. There's Marsha Long. Did you find him?
Yep.
Oh, wait. Good deal. All right. Thanks for sharing, Patricia. Hi, Jennifer Summers. What you heard about the 1st of May is what I heard from your old boss. Okay. So Karen, I'm glad that you confirmed that because that was from a few minutes ago already, and I already had forgotten that. Hi, Susan Wormley. Thanks for sharing, Sharon. All right. I think we're all caught up on the highs, you guys. So you can see it. I got my hair down. I got my makeup on, and I'm all ready to go back because Tyler said that he would go back with me if they're still hanging out to continue. We haven't seen this coworker of mine and his friends probably since Halloween. So I was just thinking that's like, what, 6 months ago? It's just crazy how fast this time flies, you guys. It just boggles my mind how fast the time goes. So I'll tell you guys, when we finished making the cards today, it was about 1:30 and we had gotten all 200 some done. And I thought, well, what am I going to do this afternoon? I've got some time. I had pulled together all of the card classes for the May showcase, you guys. So I have piles upon piles of cards here for you. Like if you look back here, I've got a pile, a pile, a pile, a pile, a pile, 5 piles over here. And I had every intention to do the May showcase video with you guys. and it was about 3:23 or 3:15, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, my coworker's retirement party, or not retirement, but leaving the company party was at 4 o'clock. And I'm like, okay, switch gears, mindset, can't miss this party. And it was just the coworkers all gathering, but it's the company that I left a year ago, and I never had a going away party. And I stayed in touch with some people, and so it's like I was invited to come back and hang out. And I'm like, I'm definitely going to this gathering. So completely switched gears, and here we are, back in the seat again. So, all right, you looking pretty hot. Thanks, Laura Sullivan. I do feel warm, you guys. I definitely did have a beverage, and so you're gonna get. Maybe I'm hoping I don't talk too fast for you guys, because I know that when I have an alcoholic beverage, I do talk a little faster than normal. So I'm not going to try to be Speedy Gonzalez, but I'll try to stay on track, you guys. So, I did get my hair cut, Deb. So, yep, I did. I probably got like that much cut off. So I would say about 5 inches last week, Tuesday. So over a week ago already. Yes, Tigger is in the background, you guys. He's definitely up in that area back where the pink box is from John Ablett. You can see him moving around slightly back there. Yep. So we're not going to let him distract us too much, you guys. I've got Cheryl in here, and she's going to make sure that she's a good kitty sitter. And so he did want to come out and say hi to everybody, because I know that if he wasn't out here, you guys would ask where he is. So I wanted to make sure he's out here. Yeah, he crawled all the way up there. So he's good for the moment.
Okay.
We'll let him be. He's just doing his thing. So, hi, Hildenell. Oh, thanks so much. Yes, long earrings and eye makeup. You guys get the whole shebang tonight, right? I even have jewels on. I've got a bracelet on, you guys. I got the rings on. I got it all. I'm all duded up tonight. So, super pretty, yes. You know what? If he's up there and he's doing good, I'm going with it. So, but you guys, I wanted to share with you. Cheryl's on standby here. She's waiting to make sure he's okay.
Okay, I heard glass.
Yeah, there is one glass up there, but my mom says they're just material things. So as long as nobody gets hurt, it's all good. And if so what I've learned in my life, you guys, is if a glass breaks, it was just meant that I had too many glasses. Like, that's what happens. So I've completely transitioned the kitchen cupboard to be Yeti glasses that are stainless steel. So much that I think almost every glass that we have is pretty much Yeti. And there are some glasses out here that are up there, but yeah. So if a glass breaks, it's okay. I've learned to be okay with it. So he is a little cutie patootie. All right, Cheryl, let's grab him, because I feel like he's gonna come down. All right, buddy, it's time to come down. Yep, on my shoulder. Yep, okay. All right, he's all yours, girl. All right, he made his appearance, and he definitely got my glasses while we did that. So, all right. So Cheryl's in charge of Kitty tonight, you guys. All right. Hi, Mitzi Stanley. Good evening to you as well. All right. So, you guys, I'm going to drop the camera down, and we're going to share the MS benefit cards. If anybody is interested in them, you can definitely still get in on it. We have, I think, 8 left. It was a $30 donation, and 23 of it goes to the National MS Foundation. So we have a couple gals on the team, including Cheryl and Carla Reel, and also my sister-in-law, Linnea, who have all been diagnosed with MS over the past many years. I don't know if it's been, I think since 2016 with my sister. I don't know, Cheryl, when you were diagnosed. 2015, and then my friend Carla, too, who's also on the team, was around that same time. And so it's a cause that's near and dear to our heart. And so this is the B card. So you guys, what's different about the MS benefit? I need for some mugs to break it, right? I have so many coffee mugs, you guys. So for the MS benefit, we do make the cards ahead of time. That's what the team was here for this week. So that I don't do a tutorial, I don't do a class. So what we do is we make the cards up ahead of time. And this one was a birthday card featuring Share a Milkshake. This one was using the Watercolor World, so kind of a more manly card. So this was the original design for the marigold card, but when we were working on them, you guys, the gals decided they liked the marigolds better, darker with pumpkin pie. And so that's how we ended up doing this card. So you might have seen it like this, a little bit lighter, but they liked how they popped on here. So just to show you how you can get different marigold colors by just using different color inks. And then the last card is a sympathy card. and it's using the I say Balboa, but it's just the ginkgo branch stamp set. So again, that's the MS benefit that anybody can get in on. We'll do a video tomorrow in the afternoon to share with you guys what's all in. Oh, Patricia's interested. Okay, perfect. Hi, Judy Sharp. Yeah, thank you. So, Patricia, if you'd like to get a set of these cards, they'll look more like this. There are 5 of them, and they'll mail out next week. And so, we are excited. We're looking forward to a great day. So, how it worked is anybody that is coming in person on Saturday is going to make their own cards. And then anybody who needed to do porch pickup or who needed them mailed, there's just a $6 fee for mailing them. So it ends up being a $36 donation because that covers the cost for shipping them. So, oh, that B card, you guys. So I'll have a little story. So all of the cards, you guys, I designed them with Cheryl via a Facebook Live instant message. We were on Instant Messenger, and we had a game plan when we met in Florida. We talked about what stamp sets we wanted to use. We talked about mapping out paper. All of this paper, the designer paper, you guys, this one, that, this one, and then there's a 6th card that is what Cheryl made for anybody who wanted the extra card. They used all 6 designs or aside of the designer series paper from the texture chic paper. So that's why these look like they're just so cool. The paper is so pretty. I believe texture chic is still available in case anybody wants to still get any texture chic paper. I believe it's still in the stages where it's not gone yet. So, oh, Linda Hunt would like a set. Awesome. So, thanks, Linda. Oh, and Laura wants another set. Okay, awesome. So we're gonna write Laura, Linda, and Patricia down. I have all your names, girls. We can always connect tomorrow on it. And Patricia said, oh, awesome. So I have it noted. If anybody else too wants to get in on making a donation, just let me know. Oh, Deb Norman. Awesome, Deb. Yay. Cool. So we got 4 of the 8 already taken. So I love it. That's how it goes. All right. So just a side note again, tomorrow, my plan is we have a kit class, you guys, at 11. We're making it happen. The Forever Friends kit. I was like, oh, it's already May. I can't do the kit class in May. And so I said to myself, you're going to do this tomorrow at 11. So tomorrow at 11, I'll be live. We're going to make the Forever Friends kit. That's the new kit for April. And then in the afternoon at some point, we're going to do the live that is for the raffle. And then also, I'm going to be doing the May showcase. It's either going to be before my class, 11, or it's going to be after. So, awesome, Linda Kessler. I've got you down as well then for a set of the MS cards too. I have something on my chin. You know what? So Tigger just scratched me. I wondered about that. I can feel it. So I think it's blood actually, Carmen. I really think it's blood. So if you guys saw when Tigger came down from up there, his claws came out and scratched me in my face. And I was like, well, maybe it was fine. But I'm thinking that's what it is. So Carmen, let's take a look. Sorry guys, I'm gonna just look because I feel like that's what it is because it's stinging a little bit. So, oh, that's blood. Oh yeah, that's a cat scratch, you guys. So, all right, yep, that's what Tigger just did. So it wasn't there when we started the live, but it's definitely there. So that is definitely blood. So my cat got me in the face, and I guess we'll call that a battle scar. That's what happened. So it should stop bleeding. But thank you. I could feel it, and it was stinging, but I didn't know exactly, and he got me like right up here too. So, yep, definitely. Okay, let's go like that. So, okay. Well, thanks a lot, Tigger. You scratched Mom. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. All right. Oh, yes, Linda Kester said that her brother has MS, and she's praying they find a cure. So, Cheryl, they're coming a long way, right? Like,
yes, there's a lot of new medicines.
There's a lot of new medicines.
They don't have a cure, but they're helping tame so the progression doesn't go as quickly.
So they have a lot of medicines out there that will help so that it doesn't go as quickly. So thanks for letting me know, Carmen. I appreciate it. So I couldn't quite see it unless I go at an angle, then I could see it. Oh, a little scratch. Yep. All right. So We have, what else? Do we need to talk about anything else? You guys, May is coming up and it's going to be a very, very busy month. I was just looking at the calendar and I thought, wow, there is a lot going on. I think everything is published in my events calendar on my website, except for two things. The technique club class that I do with Rose. They're still, oh, thanks, Linda Hall. It's not date night, but we are going to go on a date after I'm done with class. We have a friend that just is leaving his company, and we're going to go hang out with him a little bit. So I have to get, Rose and I are still working on the technique club class. So they should be done before the end of the weekend. So they won't be part of my showcase, but that they're in the works. And then also the mystery card night, you guys. I don't have Clue 1 published, but otherwise I'm pretty confident that every other class that is coming up in May is out there with a cover photo and all the information. Maybe emails haven't been set yet, but they've been scheduled to go over the next few days. So that's always exciting. So just, there's going to be 3 videos tomorrow, you guys. So yay. All right. So we're going to do the Playing in the Rain class, you guys. This is our ink, paper, scissors series. Next month's ink, paper, scissors, I'll show you the cards right now, just to show you what we are doing tonight and what's coming up next month, just to show you. We're in the process of transitioning to a new annual catalog. The other 2 catalogs actually retire in the next few days, so you're just at the tail end of getting in on the last chance list. So if there's anything you want that isn't already out of stock, now's the time to get it. You can get classes from me for free that are in April, if there's any left, or also in May. So that's where we're at. And ink, paper, scissors, though, is never a class you can get for free. This is a product-based class where you get a goodie bag. You get a roll ribbon, you get embellishments, and you get a quarter pack of paper along with the 4 card kits. So this one has been the fun series, you guys. We started this, we're coming up on our 2-year anniversary of the ink, paper, scissors series. I think I started it with that butterfly set back in April. So we have officially, this is our 24th ink, paper, scissors. I was just thinking back, it was April of 2021 that we started doing ink, paper, scissors. Hi, Michelle. Okay, so let's flip this down, you guys. And we are going to go over the cards we're going to make tonight. And then we're also going to show you what's coming up for next month. So Playing in the Rain is from the mini catalog, and we'll talk about that momentarily. But these are the 4 cards we're going to make tonight. One's a shaker card, and Taylor's going to go ham as soon as he starts hearing this. Oh man, here he comes. He's obsessed with this shaker card. I don't know what he's going to do, but I'm trying not to make a lot of noise with it. This one's a fun fold. And you guys, this one is also a fun fold, and then that one right here. So we're using all the different critters. And then what we have for next month, you guys, the Fresh as a Daisy is a new stamp set that is in the new annual catalog, and it has dies that go with it as well. And these are the 4 cards. You guys might not even have seen these yet. Diane and I worked on them together last week. So a change for ink, paper, scissors after 2 years of it only being an online option. For those that are local to me in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, or in the nearby area, I'm trying to get that glare gone. Diane has taken on the challenge or the offer, or however you want to call it, of doing the ink, paper, scissors on in-person version. So starting in May, you can take this online, or you could attend in person, and Diane will be teaching the class. And so they're not finished. There's no ribbon on any of these cards, because with this class for next month, you guys are going to get the in color jute ribbon, and that wasn't available yet. So they all need to get their ribbon added to them. But we've got that little fold like that with the arm. But we feature the daisies, a lot of new colors. So again, I don't have these all down 100% because we got to get the ribbon tied in here. They're all hanging on at a moment by a thread, or I should say dimensional. So, and then this last one here too, it's just got to get the ribbon added to it. So if in case anybody's curious, this is what next month's ink, paper, scissors is all about, and you'll get the in color gems. Okay, so let's talk about Cheryl. Maybe you could grab me a mini catalog, a purple one that's from over there. Let's talk about the Rain or Shine. It's called Rain or Shine is the suite, and then ink, paper, scissors name for the class. So Rain or Shine or Playing in the Rain. They're kind of interchangeable. Thank you so much. See, I have a Vanna White tonight, you guys. Thanks, Lynn Beasley. All right, so Playing in the Rain was in the mini, or Rain or Shine, 50 to 51. And this is the spread on this one. Now, I do have sad news. You finally got the Daisy Suite today, you guys. Or Jean did. Okay. On the 10th. Get this. Okay, so you guys, I had to pull the hair back. I was getting really warm. That's what a beer will do to somebody, right? Get you really warm. So Jean, I had my club order that I put in on the 10th of April. It arrived today as well. So that was 17 days basically from the time the order went in. So that's how far behind my order was too for a non-you. So normally I do 2-day shipping, but for customers that they don't care if they get their product in 2 days or if they get it in, I guess you could say 17 days. I put it on regular shipping, but yeah, mine came today too for my club order from the 10th. That was crazy. Okay, so Playing in the Rain is the name of the bundle. And the bundle's going away, but the stamps and the dies are staying in the new annual catalog. The Raindrops embossing folder is also going to be carrying over. The loose daisies are. And then the suite's going away. And you guys, the paper's out of stock. That paper bamboozled me, you guys. I had all my kits accounted for. And I thought to myself, you know what? I have enough interest that I was going to make 8 more. And when I went to go look at the paper to see if the paper was in stock, the paper was already out. So I'm very blessed that I have an amazing support group. And I was able to trade a pack of paper for something else, for somebody that could live without it. So Christy Dranke helped me out, which was awesome. And then they had the ribbon, and then they had the embellishments yet. So that was awesome. The embellishments, you guys, are what we're using. You see his face? He's obsessed with the effervescent elements. So Cheryl's giving him lots of extra attention. So these are the little loose daisies we're going to be using for this class. But then we pulled in the variegated ribbon for this one. So the blue, balmy blue variegated. Because there was no ribbon with this suite. Let's just look really quick just to tease you guys about the product, or the paper I should say, which is no longer available. But I want to show you guys. This is the Designer Series paper sampler, you guys. I am taking registrations for this sampler yet in case you want one. The annual catalog is what I'm going to replace out. You get all the color families. So we're going to be working on that next week, actually. Next week, I think, May, next Friday, my brother's coming down. And we're going to be working on the sampler. So in case anybody needs to get in on it, I have a set number in my head, and I only have about 5 to spare. So you gotta let me know if you want to get one of the samplers. But it was crazy because there's these images that are on the back side of this, and that's where the animals come in. And we use the sheet that has the animals. So all you guys get to see here on my sheet is my turtle butt right here, and some flowers and an umbrella. But that sheet, when you got a half a sheet primarily, and I did, or I guess actually Sharon Peralez helped me. She or I cut everybody's apart that way. And then for those that were in person, you got a sheet that looked like this, because we could hand it to you like this. But for those that got it mailed, we further cut it in half. And so you got at least 4 animals, the bunnies, the fox, the turtle. You probably got 5, but you only really need 4 for class tonight. So just keep that in mind. We aren't going to be worrying about this pink side here, but we'll talk about the DSP a little bit more. So again, if anybody wants to get in on the DSP samplers that we have for the annual catalog, you got to reach out to me soon so I can make sure I hold one for you. All right, so Deb's also getting her Daisy Suite on Monday. Awesome. So, okay, so I think we're done talking about that. The only other thing that got pulled in for this class that wasn't part of the suite was a Sending Smiles stamp set. You guys, I get asked a lot, what is my favorite bundle or stamp set in the annual catalog or in the stamps? I would have to say that this is by far one of my favorite bundles. I love all of the sentiments in here more than anything. And I love about the dies. I don't know if I have the dies down here, but this is the Playing in the Rain dies. I love there's a die that fits a longer one and a shorter one. So if I ever get asked that question, you guys, I like this set so much that I bought myself a second one. And it looks like I've never used it because this is brand new. Because I like it so much, I bought myself a second one. So that when the time comes, I have a nice one for myself. And my one that is all loved and pink is somewhere. I don't even know where at the moment. So, all right. So there's that. We only really need a Memento ink pad for class tonight because we've got 4 sentiments that are on the outside. We do need Balmy Blue. On this card right here, we actually use a little bit of balmy blue over the sprinkles and a little sponge dauber. So we'll be pulling in a little bit of ink, but not much. And then this is the class, you guys, where we cut all of the cardstock to begin with. And then we'll put it into our kits. So I heard, I guess, I'm going to poll the audience, you guys. I'll take a vote while I get started. Do you want me to cut the piece that's needed and then work on the card? And then cut the piece and then work on the card? Cut the piece, work on the card? Or do you, because that's how we did it for the Stamp-A-Stack last week. But normally for ink, paper, scissors, what I've always done is just cut all the paper and then I can put the trimmer away. And then we just make the cards. And so I'm giving you guys a moment to let me know what you want to do. Oh, Barbara Gabby, I can sure get you signed up. So you guys just tell me, cut it all at once or say card by card, maybe something like that. And then I'll know what to do. I like to get constructive criticism and feedback back to make it smoother and go flow nicer. So if anybody, what's the general populace think? Do you want me to do it all cutting in the beginning or to do it split up? I'm good with either way. So just let me know once you guys figure out what you like. In your kit, you guys got a 1/4 pack of paper. Hi, Julie Bierschbach. Cut it all first. Cut all the paper at once. Okay, so there's 2 votes. So you guys, you would have gotten this cut into 6x6 squares. So you'll have basically, this one and this one. On the back side is the orange. You'll have this one, which is a piece here and a piece here. You guys, I left mine as 6x12. And then you'll have this one. And then there will be another one here. That is actually, I had to beg, borrow, and steal actually from Chris again. She brought me back this piece of paper because, you guys, the paper's gone. You can't get this anymore. So sad face about that. Okay, I'm hearing generally cut it all at once. Cut the piece, work on the card. Okay, so cut then card, cut first. Okay, the general consensus, I'm seeing cut it all at once, cut all the paper at once, cut the piece, work on the card, all at once, cut first. I'm seeing more, so it's almost tied, you guys. So, all right, so I'm gonna cut it all at once this time, and how about next time I go card by card, and then we'll keep alternating. How's that? Because it sounds like you guys are almost slit down the middle. Oh, cut, then card. You guys, it's so close. It's like right, it's smack dab right down the middle. So I'll do it all at once this time, and then how about this? Next time, you guys, when I ask you, we'll do it the other way. All right. It's not so crazy for cutting. We're going to take this one first, and I'll go slower. This one, you guys think, when you look at this, you think you need a background piece, and then you need another piece for the top. But in all honesty, you don't. You only need one 4-inch section by 5, and then you're going to cut off a little bit for each side. And then because you have this matted here on the side, that covers up the seam that's back there. So in all honesty, like if you look behind here, there's no DSP that runs back there. Hi, Sherry Stewart. So you guys will need one of this pattern right here and your trimmer. And let's look at this just to confirm the sizing. And it's just a 4x5. So you want to make sure that your raindrops are flowing the right way, right? So you don't want to cut it with your raindrops going sideways. So you need 4 inches. Thanks for sharing, Randy Schultz. You need 4 inches right here. And then we're going to cut at 5 inches down here. And by cutting at 4 inches here, it leaves 2 inches on that side. And there's pink on the back, which kind of does match the umbrella here. So you could always use that 2-inch section here for your envelope flap. It might be going the wrong way. We'll see that when we figure it out. So, all right. So we're going to cut this, you guys, at 4 inches right here to get just the outline of the size that we need. And if we look at the flowers are going not the quite direction, and 2. So if you guys are ever wondering, like 2 inches will cover it, but then you just need to trim off that little bit of extra envelope flap down there. You might be cutting off a little of the glue, but it would make it so that a 2-inch flap works there. Be careful. He's going after your socks. Tigger. So Tyler thinks I taught Tigger how to do something, and it was to play with my socks. And my feet, when I wake up in the morning, I wear socks, right? These like nice wool socks that keep my feet warm. And he just balls around my feet and tries to like kick at them. And Tyler says that I taught him how to do that and he only does it to me, but I just saw him doing it to Cheryl. So, all right, you guys, so we're gonna cut this at 5, all right? So, in essence, you're gonna have these 2 pieces here as scraps. Oh, you guys, we didn't do roll call. Hang on, we're gonna cut just a little bit and then I'm gonna do roll call after the cutting of this one. So then what happens is we need to cut off a little bit off of each side. And it's actually 3/4 of an inch, I believe. Right here, yep. So we're cutting 3/4 off of one side and 3/4 off of another side. So it doesn't matter which side you do first, but we're gonna cut here 3/4 of an inch on that side, and then we're gonna cut 3/4 of an inch on that side. Okay? Now you do kind of wanna keep these in order. This pattern is less obvious. Like if you would accidentally switch them around, you're really not going to tell so much. But for right now, I'm going to keep the right one on the right side and the left one on the left side. So you guys, a lot of this is blue. Like every one of these cards is all about the balmy blue. So you're going to have to find the card here that has, when you open it up, there's an embossed piece with little raindrops on it. We're gonna put that inside here like that. Okay, so there's our first one. That's, you guys, that's it for the DSP on that one. It really is not crazy. Okay, so this is extra then, we'll leave that be there. And you know what we're gonna do is, Cheryl, do you wanna grab me my purple book? My book? We're going to do roll call, you guys. So I definitely forgot to do roll call. I got right into making cards, you guys. Hi, Francis Rodriguez. Thank you so much, my dear. Francis thought today was Wednesday. Oops. I always get people that like reach out to me that they think the live is actually last night and then they're a day early. And that's always better a feeling than being a day late, right? All right. So Deb says our kitties play with Ed socks. No. Maybe it's the way our feet smell that they like just want to fight our feet because our feet don't smell good. I don't know. I don't know. Can't tell you. All right, you guys. We're going to go back to roll call. All right, you guys, this is one of the biggest ink, paper, scissors of my history of doing ink, paper, scissors. So on the 2-year anniversary of doing ink, paper, scissors, we have the biggest one. 78 people, including myself. I got a set of kits. I had to make sure I set a set of kits for me. So 78 people, including myself, are signed up for this class. So you guys, it is going to take a minute or 2 to get through roll call. If you are watching with me live, make sure to call yourself out. If you're watching the replay, I'd love for you to shout out as well. Say that you're here. I hope you guys really enjoy this class. Diane Bogenhagen and I actually designed these cards back in December. So it was before Christmas. So we're talking January, February, March, April. We've designed these cards 4 months ago. And that might be why it's probably the biggest class. You guys have been seeing these cards over and over. So maybe that has something to do with it. So, all right. So first on the list is Lori Baxter. And then we have Annette Rolland, Joyce Kornick, and Joyce forgot she even signed up and she tried to pay for the class again. And I'm like, no, you signed up already, dear. Sarah Merchant, Ann Bellinger, Judy Sharp, Chris Dudarenke, Julie Bierschbach, Judy Immel, Michelle Dadson, Donna Grushke, Pat Thomas, Bonnie Lesbrance, Shirley Malarkey, Patricia Settle, Feline Mays, Karen Wetstein, Carmen Sanders, Kathy Dolly Nagari, Nicole Herrick, Marcia Dean, Angela Knutson, Pamela Leahy, Faye Godby, Patsy Roberts, Carolyn Ketchmark, Sandy Wicklander, Linda Hunt, Bonnie Kemen, Frances Rodriguez, Christina Heiser, Dawn Ablett, Deanne Estelle, Susan Bellamy, Melody Miller, Susan Wormley, Karen Cotton, Jennifer Jones, Jeannie Parker, Sherry Everett, Susan Risch, Vicki Rodriguez, Pam Newhauser, Kimberly Cronauer, Laura Sullivan, Deborah Norman, Vera Anderson, Jill Butzine, Cindy Runtree, Jean Frederick, Mary Carls, Carla Lake, Debbie Schultz, Janet Prue, Karen Woods, Susan Ray Hendricks, Latokia Trigg, Becky Rohrer, Leslie McMinn, Mary Lemke, Marcia Svatek, Rachel Horsch, Sharon Davis, Gwen Petrashek, Wendy Kruger, Debbie Gass, Lynn Beasley, Carmen Melendez, Ruth Nicholson, Tammy Steckling, myself, Marcia Coolibert, Judy Kruger, Cheryl Taylor, And last but certainly not least is Sherry Martin. And so I'm very happy that I was able to sneak in the last 6 people because I was able to secure the products that we needed after people signed up. And so that is teamwork makes the dream work, you guys. So that was quite the list. So at the end of class, you guys, we will do a drawing for 2 door prizes for class tonight. So very, very cool. I am so excited, you guys. 78 people, including myself, taking this class. So, all right. Woo! And so many of you are actually here. So that is so awesome. All right, we're going to drop this back down and we're going to keep cutting our designer series paper. We're going to do this one next. And I'm going to try to be very quiet. All right, our DSP on this one is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. Okay, so you guys are going to need to grab the paper that looks like this. Now, in all honesty, yours is actually cut in half. Yours is like this. So you have a piece that has blue and you have a piece that has green. So when I cut your paper, I cut it in a way that you got the top and the bottom versus getting 2 sets of clouds or 2 sets of greens. Everybody got a green and a blue. And the blue with the clouds is what we need here. Yeah, Julie, it's like the biggest class, biggest class ever for ink, paper, scissors. So you guys, we want our clouds to be going this way. And there are some already on here. And I think I said 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. Okay, so the 5 1/8 is this way and the 3 7/8 is this way. So we're not gonna worry about this. I'm gonna cut it at 3 7/8 here. And then we're gonna figure out where the clouds are gonna end up. So I'm gonna turn it this way and do 3 7. Jean hi Jean, late to YouTube as you were on Facebook. No worries, we're just getting started cutting paper. Mary Carls is here too, yay. Hi Nidra. All right, so this is a scrap, you guys. Again, this is big enough now to do your envelope flap if you want to. We might do that. And now you need to figure out 5 1/8. So where do you want to cut it from? So if you cut it over here, you're going to see these clouds up in the top corner. If you cut it from this side, you won't see those clouds. So when I cut this, I'm going to cut off of this side, which brings this over like here. All right. So we said we needed at 5 1/8. So I'm going to flip it this way and go to 5 1/8. And then this is a scrap. And then this is what we're going to use for this one right here. So this designer paper size is just slightly smaller than the white frame size here. Okay, so that one is not this one or this one. It must be this one. Yep, so I'm just going to slip that piece of designer paper in here. Okay, so far so good. I'm not worried about the animals at this point. All right, then let's do this one. This one is the glossy raindrops. So when you go to your paper here, you're gonna need this one. And again, you guys have this cut into 6 by 6 already, but just so you know, the piece of paper comes like this. It comes where it's thicker on the top and then it kind of like lessens and thins out on the bottom. And you can pick which pattern you want or what size you want. I guess to keep it so it's the same as what you guys have, I'm gonna now cut this, but I wanted to show you, I gave you the top and the bottom versus giving everybody the thick ones or the thin ones. And so I wanna use the thinner side here. And we need 3 pieces and they're all the same size. They're 3 7/8 by 1 5/8. So we need 3 7/8 wide by 1 5/8 tall. Now I do want to call out, you guys, I've been waiting to call this out for a while. I want to give credit where credit is due. If I can find the card, oh yes, I have it right here. Okay, so you guys, when I get amazing fun fold cards that I think would be great to case for classes, we case them for classes. And so this was from Miss Sue Somerville. She sent me this card last fall, you guys, and I hung on to it for a long time. And when Diane and I were working on these cards, we thought, oh my gosh, this would be a fun card to case. So you guys get a fun fold. And so I wanted to just give a nice shout out to Sue Somerville for sending me this card that I like that we could case. And that's exactly what we did. We cased it and made a fun fold for you guys. And that's what we're working off of. Okay, so in your kit, you guys are gonna have the 3 blue strips, which we'll talk about, but you need to cut the 3 designer papers. And it's 3 7/8 wide, so let's cut that first. Oh, Leslie McMahon, thanks so much for telling everybody to do the thumbs up. Hi, Shelby Dixon. Oh gosh, you guys, here he is with his mouse. He just wanted to say hi. Oh, it's okay, Cheryl. He has his mouse. I don't know if you guys caught it, but he has his mouse and he's very excited to have a mouse. So 3 7/8 right here. So 3 7/8, and make sure you guys have your raindrops going the right way, okay? So we're gonna make sure it's at 3 7/8. Now this is a scrap. You could use this on your envelope if you wanted. And then we need 1 5/8. And just to make sure, I like to always double check you guys. Yeah, that is definitely 1 5/8. Now, you wanna keep these all in a row, right? So you wanna do 1 5/8, 1 5/8, and 1 5/8. Okay, so go to the 1 5/8 right here. So there's 1, and then 2, and then 3. And then that bottom little section is going to be a scrap that you could do something else with. Now, I think you guys are gonna have no problem keeping these in order because it starts off thick and then there's less. But sometimes what I like to do is just put top to bottom. I'm just gonna put them in order so I know the top one is the top one. And then we're just gonna slide these right into our card kit. Right, I think it's this one right here. So we'll slide these here. Okay, we have 1 left to cut. Tigger, come on, baby. I know, Cheryl's here. She's gonna give you some love. Go get him, Tiger. All right, the last one is this one. And that one uses, let's look here. You're going to need to grab the green part. So this is the bottom. We're gonna use a little section off of here, off the bottom. And then you're gonna need the yellow, and that yellow is from that side. Okay, so you guys, we are gonna use one of these umbrellas out of this piece, and we did not design any cards with this one, so that you have all these little critters that you can still use. I'm not sure exactly where 6 inches gets cut here. So you're probably okay with that guy. So you probably have 3 other critters that you can, or 6, okay? All right, so let's get back here to cutting for this one. Now there's only 2 pieces that you need for here. And they are both from this. It's the yellow on this side, and then Marsha Long, yeah, it's a real mouse. It definitely does look like a real mouse. It's definitely one of his favorite stuffed animals. Oh, hi Patricia Thomas. Okay, so we need to get our green from down here. And then we're just gonna cut the next sliver from right above it. So let's look at how wide we need it. It's 5 3/8, and then by 7/8, and then we need 5 1/8 by 2 5/8. So if you notice though, what happened on this one is we matted the designer paper on old olive here, but we didn't on this one. So here's what I want to warn you. You don't want to go cutting this at 5 1/8 because it'll be too short than here. So I think to keep it simple, or to make it that we don't make any mistakes, we're gonna cut off 2 5/8 first. All right, so we're gonna cut the height that we need. So 2 5/8 here, because that's what is the back strip here. So 2 5/8, and then we're gonna flip this and make our 5 1/8. Okay, and then that little bit on the end here is a scrap, and now this becomes the piece that's gonna slide back here, that goes in here. Okay, so that's one piece. Okay, the other piece now is 7/8, and it's actually the yellowy side that you want. And it's 7/8 high. And it doesn't matter where you grab it from, but I personally, you guys, I love the fact that there's blue up here with green. So I'm gonna cut that from here so I could still use this as a strip. Like, you guys, honestly, you could have left, if you wanted, you could use that blue. Okay, so if you haven't cut yet, think about it. Do you wanna use the blue at the top here? and have the blue go back here, you know, so it's got like a little bit of blue sky. That would look super cool. I didn't think about it until after I cut my piece already, but I thought of it because if you end up with this strip right here, you could still use this as a focal part of the front of your card, right? So right now, or you know what, honestly, had you cut this to be here, right? So mine's a little bit too narrow now, or too not tall enough, but you cut that first, then this bottom piece could have been your envelope topper, right? Over here. So something to think about. I didn't, now mine's cut. I don't have, there's no going back for me. So this is extra for me. And then now I've got, this needs to be turned this way and just cut at 5 3/8. So just a little bit, you guys, a little scrap-a-roni here. So 2 pieces, 2 scoops for this one right here. These 2 pieces. I'm just gonna slide them in here. Okay, so for those that wanted everything cut in the beginning, we're gonna do that. We just did it this time. I promise you for the Daisy class, you guys will cut and then make a card. We'll cut, make a card, and we'll keep everybody happy then between each side of the fence. All right. So since this card is open in front of me on top, I think we're gonna start with that one. Cheryl, would you like the cutter so that you could cut your DSP?
That's great.
Yeah?
Go ahead.
Okay, because I'm done with it if you want it.
It's okay.
So you guys, Cheryl's taking the class with me. And so she was going to work on her cards along with us here. All right, so this stuff, you guys, is extra for now. So we're gonna just set that off to the side. The only thing I didn't really talk about were your animals, you guys. And we're gonna deal with each of the animals as we need to. But for now, what I think I'm gonna do, we need a bunny, we need the fox, and we'll need these 2 flower sets as well. So we're gonna set that over there. We need a flower there. Don't cut your puddles, you guys. We actually use these puddles. So you need the fox, 2 flowers, a flower, and then Mr. Turtle, and you need the girl bunny. Again, be careful with the puddle. Don't cut it off unless you don't want the puddle. You guys, there are dies for these, so I'm just rough cutting them right now to have them take up less space. I think, for the most part, you might have a fox, okay? If you do, great. And if you don't, you only really needed the 4 here. All right, is everybody good? Linda Hall said, these were easy cuts, Stamp-a-Stack stress. Okay, well then, Linda, I'm very happy that I did the Stamp-a-Stack the way I did it, which I learned that actually from doing the in-person class for Stamp-a-Stack, that it was very beneficial to do them one by one because it would have been too mind-boggling for me as well. So, all right, yes, these were nice, easy cuts. Very, very simple. You guys, we will still also need to pull out an umbrella from this pack when the time comes, but I'm going to worry about that when we get that far. Hi, Catherine Healy. All right, so we are starting with this one, and what we're going to do is pull out. So you guys, this is a fun fold, and it's like a easily type card, right? Something like that. And whenever you guys, we do ink, paper, scissors, Diane and I, I've always been double matting them because I know that is, people love the double matting. And so for Let's Just Stamp and ink, paper, scissors, we always double mat. This is already embossed for you with Into the Clouds, so that's done for you. Your piece here just needs to get burnished with a bone folder, and then all your bits and parts are on the inside here. So you are going to need to potentially restructure this. We folded it this way so that your card would be concise and in there, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna need to make this actually go back this way. Okay, and then this folds down this way. So you're gonna have to refold what we folded because this ultimately looks like that. So mountain, valley, mountain, right? And it's gonna set up like that. And then this piece is going to get adhered onto it like that. All right, so that's what we've got going on. What else do you have in your kit though? You have a frame. You guys, the frames are from the Fitting Florets or Framed Florets bundle. This blue frame cuts out an oval, and that oval is what got used in this card. this white oval ended up with an inside oval that got used for this card. So we strategically planned our ovals so that they didn't go to waste. Like they got used for the cards. You have a little stump. You have a white piece here. You have 2 old olives. One is gonna be for your outside. One is gonna be for your inside. And then there's a cracker treat die set that we went ape over when we realized that it had all these little cute little labels. So that's where this comes from, is the cracker treats. And then you have cut your strip here that goes on the inside. So this is what we've got. Now, one of the things I just did realize, and I have it in the instructions, I just looked at it now though, that there's splattering on the back of this blue to give it a little bit of color versus looking so white. So just, you know, we are gonna be doing that. But for now, we're gonna do just a little bit of stamping. We're gonna pull in the sending smiles, and this says love and big hugs, because what turtle doesn't look so, he's so adorable holding a flower and he's bringing you love and big hugs. So we're gonna do love and big hugs on this card, and we just need a little baby block for this. All right, so there's that. Make sure that looks straight. So these are photopolymer stamps, so I'm going to bring out the mat for underneath here. Oh man, you guys, it's a virgin stamp. It's never been used before. Just because I want to make sure it stamps good. So when it's always good habit to practice with your stamps, when especially it's the first time using them. It's good to get, like, every one of those got better. It was lighter, and then it got a little more solid, and then by the 4th time here, it's gonna be good. All right, so love and big hugs. It's gonna go in there. And then it says, oh, happy day. It's gonna go on the inside. And we've got the turtle. So this is where, if you have the stamp set, you could go ahead and use the stamps on the inside. Or if you want to save your paper, you could always stamp. You could always stamp the stamps and then color them yourself. That's always an option too. So let's grab here the white piece here. We've got the little turtle dude. We're going to take this out of here. He's down here on the left, bringing you a flower. And then we've got, oh, happy day. Let's get this cleaned off and not lose that. It reminds me of that show. What was it? Laverne and Shirley. Oh, happy days. All right, so that will go right there. And you guys, that, like, the stamping is very minimal in this class. So, all right. Cheryl. So Cheryl helped me out with all my chamois the other day. We got to do these when we're done with the class. Oh, Tigger helped too. So all of the chamois got rinsed out by Cheryl before class yesterday. And I forgot I have, this one's kind of getting dried out too. It's all good. It's still a little bit dry. No, you don't have to. Oh, we're going to swap it. Okay, she's bringing me a new one. Yay. Okay. Thank you, dear. All right, so that's it. So I'm going to close this up for the moment. And you guys, we can do a little bit of gluing because we can. So we're going to flip this over. We're going to flip this over. And we're going to flip this. So let's get a few of these things glued here. So we got less paper to deal with. I'm guessing you took Tigger in the house.
I did.
Good job. He had his fun and games for a little bit. And
Auntie Cheryl's tired.
Auntie Cheryl's tired. She was just entertaining him for like the last 30 minutes, you guys.
And holes.
Was he making holes in your socks? Oh, he needs one of his claws is a little sharp.
More than one.
Okay, well, one got me in the butt today, you guys. He likes to stretch up and like stretch up my leg, and usually he's really okay with it. But he's got one little claw that got me right in the back of my butt, you guys. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it stung for about a half hour. I'm like, Tyler, it's time to clip his claws. Okay, so then what we can do is we'll glue these two things on the inside, you guys. Hi, Shirley Malarkey. I'm glad that you're here. have to watch the replay and do your cards later. No problem. All right, so we're gonna get these guys glued on. Don't remember which was which. Okay, make sure you glue your flowers the right way. This one's gonna go onto here, which is the front. And then we have the inside. Goes back here. See that green on the inside just brings it all together. And this is where if you want to color your turtle, you definitely could. And then we have this. So how I would put this on, I don't want to risk putting glue in this middle area here. So I'm actually just going to put a little bit of glue right in that middle section here, making sure not to go too wide out the edge. And I'm just centering this with like a guess, my eyes, just figuring out where the middle is. All right, so that's nice and secure. Then back here, you don't want to put any glue in this middle section. So what I would do is put a little bit of glue down the middle area like that, and then you can just shut it like that. Okay. Oh, we can go ahead and glue this one as well. So the cloud piece will go right now on the, I called this white piece the arm in the tutorial. And speaking of which, the tutorial is already out in my online store. So in case anybody wants to buy the tutorial, it's out there. I just published it right before we went live. So that's out there. All right, so you guys, we got a nice shell core of the class, or core of the card. Now, when you open this up, I do see down here that a little bit hangs off the edge. If that bothers you, just cut it off. And if it does, if it doesn't happen to yours, great. But if it does, and it bothers you, just take your scissors and trim that off. No problem. Now you don't even see it down here. Okay, so next what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on this white piece here. And you do want to grab a little bit of paper because we're gonna do some splattering with our Stella pen. And Stella goes everywhere usually. So we need the Balmy Blue ink, and that is here. And we need to I grab a block usually, and I dip my block into my ink to get a little blue ink on it. And then grab your Stella pen. Now, if your Stella pen is a little drier than normal, it's not gonna work so good. So then I just add a little bit of water to my palette right here. And I usually just take one of my aqua painters or water painters and drip right into the block. And then I spread the ink around to get it a little bit wetter, like so, something like that. So you guys can see I've just swirled it around. I've got the more water. You got Stella in the brush tip. So now you're gonna get a bone folder or your scissors, something to like hold with your one hand, and then you're gonna tap with your other hand. And when you tap, you get bigger chunks, you get smaller chunks. It just depends on how much wetness there is on the block that you're going for. So let's just zoom in here so you guys can see here. I've got little splatters. I knew that I had a lot of water in the tip of my brush, and that's how I ended up with some bigger splatters. But if you go to the side, you're gonna get some smaller ones where you don't have as much water. So when you're done with it, you definitely do wanna wipe this out. Oh, you guys can't see it, haha. You definitely wanna wipe this out so that you don't have blue in your Stella, because the next thing you go to Stella will end up being blue. And that pretty much dries right away. I'm just gonna save that in case we want it for something else. And so I just decorated the back so it wasn't so white. Now that's gonna get glued flat. And you can put that right in the middle here. The bigger splatters, I'm gonna put more on the right-hand side where the turtle is, so that he's gonna cover up some of them. Now for our frame. You definitely can Stella that, and that would have been a good way to like roll out your blue out of your Stella pen, because blue on blue, you probably wouldn't have seen it. But I'm gonna definitely do that now before I get my adhesive on the back of it. And you have a couple options. So there are these foam adhesive strips that you could cut and put around the edge, or you could use your regular dimensionals. These small ones are actually the perfect size. They fit right in between the edges and you don't have to cut them at all. And what I'm going to do is just put a bunch of them around the frame on the back side so that it's got a lot of support. You could use less, you could always use more. Popping up is always a personal preference. So we're just going to go around our horn here with treble horn, if you guys remember the Milwaukee Brewers in the 80s. Or maybe I just remember that with Robin Yount and around the horn with treble horn. Okay, anyways, blast from the past, you guys. So pick all your dimensional backs off. And then we're just going to lay this onto the front of the card. I think that's all of them. So it was hard working with these oval frames in the beginning. But when I realized that you didn't have to have an oval and an oval and you could add the white, it kind of gives it a little more definition. Now I didn't center that, so I'm going to pick this up. Hi, Becky Gandolfo. I did get my hair cut last week, Tuesday. Let's see, we're going to try that one more time. Move this over here, right about there, okay? Because I hadn't squished it down, I could still pop it, bring it up. Okay, let's get rid of those guys. And now we have our stump. You could definitely Stella the stump. And then we're gonna pop that up with dimensionals as well. Look at this, a sheet of them. That's not even started. Let's go back to this one. We're gonna pop this up. And we're gonna sneak this right down here. Oh, I got it right about there probably. Oh, you guys probably can't even see that. So we're not gonna push it hard because we're gonna figure out where the turtle needs to go. So now that we have our turtle here, so there are some puddles with the turtle. We didn't pull these puddles in. So the other puddles are what we pulled in. So I'm not so worried about this one. And I love it, L-O-V-E, love, when they make dies that match the actual designer series paper, because then you don't have to do all the coloring. You've got this really pretty designer series paper. Oh, I have tape right here actually. We're going to grab this tape right there. Been using that for like the last couple weeks. We're gonna it's so awesome because this lines up perfectly and it's already cut for you guys. You didn't have to do any coloring yourself. And we're gonna grab this. This fits on the baby, the mini boss. Just like that. Okay. All right. If you want to save those puddles, you definitely could have. All right. Now, how we're going to do the turtle, we're just going to set him. He's going to be hanging out on that stump. His feet are going to be grounded, but we're going to use white. We're going to use some dimensionals here and here. And then we're going to put a little bit of glue on the bottom of his feet. And he's just like, hey guys, I got a pretty little daisy for you. All right, and then our little sentiment strip right here. It kind of nestles over the stump. It does hang over slightly here. But what we're going to do is we'll prep this area right here with a dimensional. And then we're going to put a little glue on the frame. And then we're going to put a little glue on that left side. And now when we put this down, we'll have all the adhesive where we need it. And then none overhanging over here. Okay. All right, so far so good. Then we've got ribbon on the side here. So this is the balmy blue and white variegated ribbon. Oh, that's probably enough actually. Let's see here. We'll work with this. This is probably, I'm guessing, 9 inches. And I'm going to cut it in half, not maybe 8 inches. I'm gonna cut it in half. And I'm gonna put them so that they're facing the same direction. So the balmy blue on the left and the white on the right. And I'm gonna tie these into an overhand knot. If you want to give yourself a little more ribbon, you guys can. You have a whole ribbon. You got the whole ribbon in your kit. So as I tighten this now, I've got the blue staying on the one side and the white on the back side. And so I've got two of them lined up. And what happens is this is going to get secured right on the side here, kind of like framing in our oval frame. And I'm going to put a glue dot underneath where the knot goes and stick that right into it. Really good. All right, look at that. So this ribbon is very pliable. It kind of forms to where you want it to go. And then I have it so that the top one is shorter than the bottom one. So I'm gonna cut this top one a little shorter. Definitely grab your ribbon scissors for this so it cuts nice. So you got your bottom one next, just a hair longer. And then you're gonna cut the other side. The top one, try to, oh, look at this. I almost cut it at the wrong angle. I was looking at it. I tried to match it. So we're gonna do the top one first. And then we're gonna do the bottom one. Try to get that same angle. All right. That's how our bow or knot got put on this one. And then you guys, for your embellishment, you got the loose daisies. So you got a whole jar of these guys. Thanks, Jean. All right, so how I would put these on is with glue dots. So they're put in the background here just to add. So there's 1, 2, we'll do 3, we'll do 4, 5. So see what I did? I just put little dots of glue, and then I'm gonna grab my putty end from my pick tool and pick them up with the putty end, and then I'm gonna set that right into the glue and make sure I give it enough time to dry. And we'll do another white one here. Thanks, Shirley. All right, so is Cheryl noticing any names? So you guys, I mentioned a few minutes, I don't know, a half hour ago, Cheryl's been helping me write out all my slips, right, that you guys get on the top of your classes. So anybody who signed up for a May class, you're gonna notice Cheryl wrote them out. And so she was in awe of the names that got repeated over one class to the next. And so now she's seeing your names in the comment feed here. And I'm like, did you recognize any names? And so she did. All right, so because the turtle is designer series paper, you guys could definitely Stella him or her and the flower. But we have our first card done, you guys, and it is a fun fold. All right, and it opens like that. Definitely take a minute, and if you want to color your turtle on the inside, you could.
Looks like Becky wants a MS card collection.
Becky, you want the MS cards. Yay, Becky. Okay. I will add you. Barbara Gobby wanted ink, paper, scissors for May. And then Becky will add you for the MS. Perfect, you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We might only have 2 left. Yay, we did good. Okay, so we'll put this one away. Get this guy put back in here. And we'll set this guy over here for now. And thanks, Barb. All right, let's do another fun fold, right? All right, let's get this one done. We'll knock him out. This one, you guys, I have a trick to show you with this. Okay, in case you were wondering, that last card, the little stump came from this actual set right here. So we're gonna need that little bunny, and that goes here. And we're gonna do birthday wishes on this one. I think that's already clean. We'll flip this one and this one around. Thanks, Cheryl. All right. Oh, thanks, Patricia Thomas. I appreciate it. All right, for this one, though, let's see. We're going to need the puddle one here. So let's flip out the turtle. You guys, when you get your stamps off your blocks, you really got to dig underneath to get them. Otherwise, you're going to rip the foam. So on that one, I found myself really having to go underneath that to get it. All right, I think we're done. Oh, do we put Oh Happy Day on the inside of the birthday wishes? Or should we find a birthday sentiment? I think we'll save it and find a birthday sentiment later. Okay, so we got birthday wishes ready. And we've got our foxy or bunny ready to go. Okay, so for this one, you guys, this is the kit. Grab out all your bits and let's look at them. So we just cut the 3 strips of DSP. 1, 2, 3. You have a basic gray quarter sheet. It's 5.5 by 4 1/4. And when this is folded, it lines up right over the top. But this is not folded in the right direction at the moment. We'll get it resituated. You have the inside balmy blue. It's already embossed with the raindrops. Now that's the inside from the last card. And you have a white frame, and then the inside is for the next card. This one is from that Cracker Treat die set. You have 3 strips of blue. We're going to test these in a moment. And then you have a gray piece. That's the background for that. And you have a white piece here. So let's talk about this. This needs to get burnished. You guys, none of yours are burnished. So make sure you just burnish the edge. Burnish the edge. And then one of these flips back this way. And then the other one needs to flip back this way. They do not meet in the middle. All right, so you're going to have about a finger's width gap here. So it's going to open like that. We can go ahead and glue this right onto our basic gray piece. So let's flip this over. Put a little bit of adhesive in the back. Doesn't matter right now, there's no top or bottom. We're just putting this on the basic gray like that. Because I use the glue, I can always wiggle with it if I need to. Linda Hunt says she loves the turtles. Yeah, that turtle is an adorable turtle. Like, he just, doesn't he make you happy? If you got a card with him in it, wouldn't you just be smiling? I would. All right, let's test these balmy blue pieces. So they are going to get lined up 1, 2, 3. I challenge you guys to test this out because it's very, very possible on my trimmer that you could be off a hair. Haha, get it? It's a bunny, a hair. So if that is the case and you're measuring this and one of these needs to get slightly trimmed, we can do it. It's better to do it before you get glue on them. All right, so right here, I feel like I have a little bit, or if you decide you just want to move one up a hair, haha, get it, a hair, you can. That would work too. That's always an option, but what you guys need to do, these 3 pieces basically need to kind of butt up to each other. Hi, Melanie Foy, thanks for liking and sharing. They need to butt up, but they don't need to, you don't want them overlapping. And you want to make sure they're all like the same width at this point. So I have my little baby trimmer. I think what I'm going to do is just a sliver or a hair. Just do a little hair off of each one of them. It's not much, guys. And you might not even need to do that to yours, but I felt like mine were slightly overlapping, and so this is really what I cut off, you guys. That is a small amount. All right. And then I'm going to just retest it because I really want from that corner, butt it up against here, and then there. So whatever my hair was, it was good. What's going to happen is you're going to glue the bottom one and the top one only on the left side. The middle one gets glued only on the right side. All right, so let's look at the card, how this works. So this panel right here is not actually glued. As I'm sliding this, look at it moving on the left. And then you can see it slides in. And so this one's only glued on the right, and these 2 are glued on the left. And this slides, and it goes right into that right there, and it comes shut like that. That's what we're doing. So what would I do? I would do these 2, and I want to risk not going over the edge. So I'm going to do a little area here and one little area there. So that ends up being my bottom, and I'm going to go right corner to corner here. I want to make sure I put this on straight. So I only put glue under this section right where my finger is. When you flip it over, there should be no glue there. And we're going to do the same on this side. A little bit of glue. I want to risk not going over the top, right? So now I'm going to put a little bit of glue only on the top. And we're going to glue this bottom corner, making sure I'm straight as well. Again, there's no glue there. Now this section right here, we're going to set this down, and now you've got like a, you can actually see, you can see between these lines is where you're going to put your glue, like that. And then this should set right in the middle area. And if there's a little bit of a gaping hole, like I have just a micro amount that is hardly even noticeable, like there's just the smallest gap, that's okay. All right, that makes sense. So we've got that. Now, our DSP, our designer series paper, let's just test those out really quick, because before we put glue on them, we could always trim them. If you're happy with it and you know it, clap your hands. And if you don't like them, you can always trim them. There wasn't meant to be a lot of blue around them, but if you want to see more blue, you can. So I'm just going to test these out and see once how they look. Now is the time where if I needed to trim off a hair, I could. I think I'm just going to leave them. So I'm going to flip these all over. All of this needs to get glue though. So we're going to just do glue, glue, glue. And now that was our top one. Make sure you guys got your raindrops going the right way. And let's look at this. Yep. Your raindrops need to look like they're falling in the right direction, because raindrops keep falling on my head. So there's that. And then this one, make sure they're facing the right way, goes on that panel. Just like that. And then the last one, make sure they're right, goes like this, not left. All right, so far so good. Okay, now let's go ahead and stamp our inside and our sentiments. We're doing birthday wishes on this one, and we need to grab the piercing mat, and we're going to practice on this one. Oh, Debbie got it good. Yay, Debbie, happy to hear that. So we're going to do birthday wishes on the smaller one. All right, so there's our birthday wishes. And then on the inside, I don't know what I have here. I have the puddle, which is, I grabbed the wrong one. So we are going to grab the puddly one, which is that one. And grab another block for our bunny. Let's flip this. Good. And then we're going to stamp that in the bottom corner here. So if you have a birthday sentiment, now is the time to stamp it as well before you glue it down. So there's our puddle bunny. So we can glue this on the inside. And we could, as long as we've got the glue open, we could glue our little oval to the middle. So we're going to flip this back over and put a little bit of adhesive behind these two things. So this one, just make sure you got, at this moment it doesn't matter, but kind of keep it so that you know your raindrops are going the right way, the right or correct way. So that just is going to get centered. And then this one, can glue this right here. If you want to color the image down here, you definitely can. And now let's work on this. So it's really important that you only have adhesive underneath this top and this bottom. No adhesive in the middle section. No adhesive right in this middle area. Otherwise you're gonna have a problem. So how would I do it? I'm gonna put a little bit of glue in the corners like this, and then I'm gonna put a little bit of glue right through the middle area, close to the bottom edge like that. And then this is going to make sure your raindrops stayed like that, they stayed the right way. Just gonna center this on the front of the card now, like that. Okay, you got your corners where there's glue. Give it a good, the heat from your fingers actually help to secure that glue to the paper. All right. That's what we got. That's how we make the magic happen. Okay, so same concept with our frame here. We can go ahead and use your Stella pen. Make sure there's no blue in it. You can put your Stella, Ella Ella, all the way around. And we're going to prep the back of this also with dimensionals. Now, these small ones should fit because it's the exact same frame. We just used the same frame, we just did it twice. So it got cut twice for this class, and then the outside oval got used and the inside oval got used between 3 cards basically. And then the shaker card had its own frame with the stitched rectangles. All right, so we're gonna do just one more here, and we'll pick these off. And then we're going to talk about our bunny next. This little girl bunny with her pink rain jacket, and she's holding an umbrella. So this is the card where we need to bring in the umbrella. All right, so then this, just try to get that lined up over the blue oval. Okay, so for this bunny, we don't want to lose this puddle. Ooh, company's coming, but if you die cut it, you lose the puddle. So there is a trick that you guys need to do if you want to save the puddle. Save the puddle. Let's get that off of there. When you use the mini boss or your big boss, you want to make sure you put it in so the puddle is at the very end. And you have to be watching it carefully so that you stop before you get to the puddle. So you're cutting out the majority of it. And then you're going to back it up and do the rest by hand. All right? So you're doing the majority of it, but you don't want to cut off the puddle. Unless you want to cut off the puddle, you're more than welcome to use the whole thing. But by doing just that small section now, because there is real no dye for the puddle, now you're just going to take and use your scissors to salvage the puddle. Does that answer your question, Cheryl?
Yep.
Cheryl asked me before I went live. She was asking me, I'm like, just wait for the video. I did make her wait, you guys. I'm like,
did.
I did. I was in the middle of doing a bunch, and I'm like, if I would have stopped to show her, I would have been a little bit late. So, and now we're going to just cut up here and get the little foot right there. That's it. You guys, that's how you salvage the puddle. Isn't that nice? Nice trick, right? All right, so let's save that die there. All right, so how we're gonna do this, I like for the puddle to be flat and for her to be popped up. So we're gonna put some dimensionals behind her, and we're going to have to actually cut the puddle a little bit because we already got the frame down, and the puddle isn't going to necessarily work. Oh, look at that, it actually will, but you know what, just to be safe, oh, that's my ribbon scissors, we're gonna just trim a little of that side puddle off, because that'll get covered anyways. And then we're gonna put, oh, thanks Shirley. And we're gonna put a little bit of liquid glue down there. And we're gonna kind of weave that down in here. And something like that. Our sentiment now, it's gonna partly go over the frame and over there. So how we're gonna do this is we're gonna put a dimensional on each end and a little spot of liquid glue right on the area of the frame it's gonna hang over. And that's going to go right about here. All right, double bow action. If you are not, oh, Lori said she wished she would have waited. So Lori, do you still have your puddle? If you still have your puddle, you could potentially, oh, or wait, if you, where's the puddles? Hang on, where are my scraps? If you have a puddle from, I don't know if you kept your scraps or not, but if you have puddles in here, like this little guy has a puddle, you could take that puddle and cut it out and put it in there. Like if you still have some scraps, you could use some puddles and make them go back there. All right, so that's not coming out. So let's, there it is. All right, we're making a double bow. So grab your bow makers. It's always the easiest way to make a bow. I wouldn't make bows if I didn't have a bow maker. So if anybody needs a bow maker, I have bow makers for sale. They're $8. I could ship one out in your next class package with a little bit extra for shipping. But they're a really small investment in making pretty amazing cards with bows. And I did a whole video on making bows. It's in my YouTube channel. Just look Cards by Christine Bow Maker. You'll find a whole 23-minute long video on how to make bows. Who would have ever thought you'd have that many ways to do bows? Thanks, Jeannie Parker. All right, so we made ourselves a double bow. When I do a double bow, I like to pull out the ears a little bit just to make it look a little bit bigger, like that. And then this now is gonna go on the side like that. And we're gonna use a glue dot again to put right underneath the middle of the bow on the side like that. And this ribbon was very nice. It just laid very smoothly, flat. If your ribbon tails aren't going where you want them, you could always put a little glue dot right underneath and show them who's boss. But now after I have my bow on here, I'm gonna take and trim my tails. So I've got them. You can make them a little shorter if you want. And then the last thing is, again, the loose flowers. So yes, we're in a puddle, but there's gonna be loose daisies hanging around. And I've got a couple going up the edge there. We're gonna put one by the foot there. I feel like I want more. Where?
Bow makers go to Canada?
No, Barb, I'm so sorry. I don't ship to Canada. That is the sad thing. I wish I don't do international shipping. I don't want to deal with international customs and borders and duties and taxes and fees. So I don't ship internationally. I'm so sorry. We're gonna put a little yellow one on here as well. Good question though. I don't know. So I work with Rose Coleman in Canada. She's my colleague that we do classes in Canada together. And I should ask her if she knows of a source to get bow makers. So Rose Coleman, what you should do, Barb, is look up Rose Coleman, and you could reach out to her and ask her too. I'm going to put another one over here, and I think another one there. We're going to put 2 more flowers on. You know what? We have a whole jar of them full here. So let's put a few more flowers on here. I think I'm going to do another white one. Oh, and there was a white one on here. I'm going to put the little tail going the other way. All right. There you have it. Oh, good call, Deb Norman. You got my back. I love it. I love it. I love it. So here you go, guys. There is a die in your die set, if you have the dies, that does cut out the umbrella. One of them, not both of them, just the one. not the blue one, it's actually the pink one. And you know what? Look at this action. There's one right on the edge of the paper that I can take right off the edge of there. And we can take our die here and put a little bit of adhesive or tape. Now, as long as I'm going to cut that one, I'm going to cut out the other one too. Let's see here. We're going to cut out this one just because if I'm going to run the machine, we're going to run it twice, and I should have thought of that earlier. I'm going to save this puddle too for this guy. Well, actually, you guys, this puddle, let me look at these cards here. He doesn't have a puddle. He's enjoying his non-puddly day, but this guy right here has the puddle. So this puddle from this dude goes for this dude. And to be safe, I'm going to actually cut this puddle off before I die cut. We need to save that puddle for that card. And we're going to, as long as we're running, we're going to run with this guy and get him die cut. So let's grab our little mini boss back and get him situated right here. And you know what? Let's make the magic happen because I have a little bit more space. And oh man, let's see if we can make room for him to be part of the party, right? And there's a little bit of tape we're going to use to get him. So you guys, on this little mini, we're going to fill all 3 of these. All right, here's our foxy lady, our foxy man with his pink umbrella. So there we go. I watched it to make sure it didn't move. Oh, Barb, I'm so happy that you follow Rose. That is happy news. And double check. Don't tell her I said that she does. Just say that maybe she does. Maybe she knows of an outlet for you guys in Canada to snatch up a bow maker. All right, so back to our regular card here. Let's grab our little umbrella. Our little tape can come off and save it for later. And we can take, I don't know what we're going to use here. I feel like there could be a little dimensional there. And then we need to put a little a little dot of liquid glue on her hand. So she's holding her pink umbrella. Something like that. All right. Oh, Deb Norman, that finished it off. I love it. Okay. There's our awesome fun fold for you guys. Second fun fold. Super cool. All right, so we've got 2 done. We're going to do the easy peasy one next. You guys, you're going to be amazed at how easy this next one is. We're not going to do the fun or the shaker next. We're getting ourselves warmed up one more card before we do the shaker card. All right, let's get this guy in here. And we're going to move over to this one, which is you guys are going to love it. Okay, so fun. Fun, right? Fun folds are fun. All right, this guy is this one. And see what you have in your kit. Again, I wanted to leave my pieces the right way or the correct way. So there's that. And in your kit, you'll have the inside of the white oval, but it's embossed with the sprinkles. You have the sending dies die. Okay, so this is the die that actually comes with the sending dies. You have 3 pieces of smoky slate. Gray granite is very interchangeable. So if you have gray granite at home, you could definitely use gray granite, or you could use smoky slate. What happens is that's going to go on here. And these 2 are for your inside. And we're going to put these together. We're going to get glue happy, you guys. So grab a bone folder. Burnish that edge. Okay, so we got one side, this side, and this side. We're going to cover up this bright pink. Jeannie Parker says, yes, they are fun, 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 fun for the whole family. All right, so this one and that. So this one You guys, I would have advised you to double check to make sure it's the right size. I already put glue on, but we're going with it. You should have a little margin on the left or the right. Now, it might be a little tall, and we can trim it before we glue it further. Because I do see here that I've got my pink hanging out the bottom. That's okay. Let's see what we got over here. I'll make sure my raindrops are going the right way. So this is going to have a little margin on the top, the bottom, and the left, about the same. And the same thing happens on this side. A little margin on the top, the bottom, and the right. Okay, so trickery. You're only using 4 inches, but it makes it look like you're using more. Like that it's a piece on the bottom and a piece on the top. All right, so let's trim this before we forget. Sue Thomas, my annual catalog sampler is $30 plus $10 for a priority padded envelope. And it's the annual catalog. I think it's about 17. It's 17 sides, right? So there's a lot of DSP and a lot of color swatches for it. So it's $40 if you're needing it mailed. All right, we need to grab our ribbon back. And we're going to cut 2 pieces, 2 scoops of Raisin Bran, you guys. 2 scoops. All right, so there's that. Grab your, oh, we haven't used the tear and tape yet tonight, you guys. So let's grab our tear and tape. We're gonna put 3 of them over here right away. And then we're going to flip this over and put 2 pieces down towards the bottom. Sue Thomas, if you're wanting one, just reach out to me. For anybody else that's wanting a DSP sampler, please message me. I have another reminder email going out, I think on Saturday or Sunday, but on Tuesday I can order everything that I need for the samplers, and I'm making a set number. And at the moment, in my head, I think it's 72 or 68. I don't know. I have 60 people signed up already. I'm only gonna make between 4 and 5, 10 more. I don't know. I'd rather have a good idea on the front end versus not having it correct. So you guys, what I did here, I think I actually put white on the bottom. If I'm looking at this, I put white. So let's pull this back off, you guys. We can do that. We're gonna have the white come out the bottom first, and then we're gonna cover it up with blue. And we're about not quite a ½ inch from the bottom with this. So there's that. And if you like to see both blues on the bottom, you could. But we've got the little white sneaking out the bottom first. And I'm gonna flip that tail over. And then I've got that tear and tape waiting ready. And then this gets popped up with dimensionals. There. And we're putting more in than that too, because these are little guys. There. Okay, so let's pick those off. And then we'll put that right. Ooh, I got them in one fall swoop. Okay, so then this, make sure your raindrops are facing the right way yet. This lines up flush with the top of the designer paper. I'm gonna just drop it down and finagle it if I need to. Like that. And then we'll flip this over. A little bit of liquid glue. And that. So you guys, we were making the cards today. I have to admit that I was in charge of gluing this to the card base, and I glued 2 of them upside down. And I had to be playing card doctor today, card surgeon. I had to go get my heat tool out, and I had to have an assistant help me perform a little card surgery, and we totally fixed them by heating up the glue and making it right. All right, so we're gonna now trim this with our scissors because I don't believe there is a die for the puddle. We're going to, so our flowers are gonna cover up some of that rough edge over here, so don't worry about that so much. And gonna cut this so it's ready around that edge. So we need that. Now, we're gonna do a little stamping. Let's see what he looks like. He looks nice, very nice. We need our Balmy Blue ink again, and we need a sponge dauber. Calling my Vanna White, in the drawer directly behind you, there are some sponge daubers on the left-hand side close to the front of the drawer. Yep, maybe so. The one that looks like it has somewhat, yeah, that'll be good. All right, so we have a blue ink dauber coming in hot here. Purple. Perfect. Okay, thank you very much. And we're gonna grab a scrap paper, and you're gonna dip your dauber into your ink, and you guys gotta be very careful. Yeah, Susan Ray Hendricks, it's $40 mailed or $30 for porch pickup, okay? Yep, so it is $30 if you can pick it up, and otherwise it's $40 if you need it mailed. And you guys, it goes into a padded priority envelope that looks like this, and it takes up the entire thing. So the only thing I could probably fit with it is maybe a card class, but not much else. I can't combine that with product shares at all. Be very careful that you don't have too much ink on your dauber. I'm on the back side, you guys. I really am on the back side, and it's, look how sharp it really is right now. It's too sharp. So I was trying to get a little bit more ink off. And then what happens is once you're ready, you lightly go over and you hit the raindrops. Just do a little bit of blue. Okay, so I just got a little bit of blue accenting the raindrops. They keep falling on my head. All right, that's all. You really wouldn't have to do that, but it just makes them stand out a little bit back there on the card, a little bit more. Then what we can do is grab our black ink, and we're gonna inky dinky do our Foxy Roo, and we'll stamp our inside here with a little bit of fox. He means all business. He's like, I don't know. So I have a hard time. I sometimes feel like I cut off the tail a little bit because otherwise there's too much filling up the space. So I am going to cut a little of the tail off. That's completely up to you if you want his tail on or off. I'm going to go like that. I don't like that, so I'm going to flip it over. I should have had just a little bit more ink on there. All right, let's try the other side, you guys. That's why we have two pieces, or two sides. I want his feet to be down to the bottom a little bit more. Okay, so on this one, you guys, it seems like this could be a great pick-me-up card, right? Like it's a rainy day. Yes, Jeannie Parker said, just like the guy whose feet are too long for his bed. Yes. So we chose comfort and strength for this one. That seemed to make really good sense for the occasion on this card. And so we'll grab comfort and strength. And because the die for this one is just a hair longer, get it? Haha. My hair jokes are crazy tonight, aren't they? Made Cheryl laugh.
Crazy.
They are crazy. She admitted they are crazy. Oh, here it is. I was looking for my chamois. All right. We're going to do some cleanup on aisle 9 really quick here. So let's get that one good. We'll clean this one, and we can clean this one. Okay. Back to business. We need comfort and strength. And now, is comfort and strength going to fit on here? Oh, no, it's not going to. So let's grab another block. One moment, please. So the trick with putting these stamps down is I put them down, and they should take their natural shape, and then pick them up with the block like that. And I'm going to grab our piercing mat and do a little practicing just to make sure they look straight. Very true. Good question. So let's see what Debbie asked. My daubers have other colors but are dry, and I stamped off so there was no color. Are they okay to use with the lighter color? And then Cindy followed up with getting the dry daubers wet may they might reactivate the old ink, and that's a perfect answer. Barbara said also, isn't it retired ink color class tomorrow evening? I didn't hear you mention it earlier. Oh my gosh. Oh, you're so right, Barbara Godby. I do have an ink color retirement class tomorrow night, and it's not tomorrow night actually. I had to change it, you guys. It is at 4 o'clock. I moved it up because I've got a couple of gals coming over and working on designing an ink, paper, scissors for June, actually, you guys. So yes, Barbara, that is a very accurate statement. So as long as I've got you guys on that path really quick, this is what we're making at 4 o'clock tomorrow. This is the ink color retirement class. I still have about 7 kits of this class left in case anybody would still like to get this class. It's still available. And then back to Debbie's question about the dauber. So Debbie, when I'm done using a dauber, I take it underneath the sink and I rinse it out. And it will still even stay the color that it is, or a similar color, after I rinse it out and let it dry. And then I then can use it for any color I want. Like you can see here, this dauber I used was like a purpley blue, and it came out fine with the light balmy blue. So I do clean out my daubers. I know that some people keep their daubers with whatever color they want them to be, and they don't generally clean them out. I have always cleaned out my daubers and my blending brushes. Yep, thanks Deb Norman for answering that as well. Okay, let's see what we have here. This can get glued, and this can get popped, and this can get glued, and let's get this going right here. Yeah, you guys, so there's 2 classes on the docket tomorrow. I did do that. There's one at 11, which is the kit class. I think it should only take about an hour for the kit class, you guys. It's a really easy kit. I actually shared the kit with my sale-a-bration attendees, so they got to make the cards already, and they seemed really easy. So I feel like an hour for that. We've got the live with Bonnie for the raffle. We've got the May showcases happening tomorrow, and we've got class at 4. So there's going to be a lot of on the air time tomorrow. Yep, that's what's happening. All right, so here's our inside. And then we're going to put our raindrops going the right way. All right, Debbie, sounds good. All right, so this is about here. I'm not going to press it down hard in case I want to rearrange it, because we're going to save a little room here for the puddle. And then our little foxy man here, whatever fox is going on, is here. And then that divot is where our flowers are going to go. All right, so let's pop up the top part of this, and then we're going to glue some feet down, and we're going to have this puddle. What's happening here? I think we need to put a dimensional right along the edge there to catch the puddle, to help it have some support over there. Patricia, you know what? I did, and I didn't remember to send it to your TRBD email, the realtor email. So I sent it correctly for this class, I think, but then I think I didn't do it for the in color. So I think I need to resend it to that other email address that you like, that it works for. I think that's what I have in my head, because I did. I sent out the in color retirement PDF last week Saturday, maybe. It was a little bit ago. So we're going to put this little foxy right here, and then we're going to use dimensionals over here on the little strip of the label. It's going to go right in line here, so that covers up our puddle slightly. And then grab your liquid glue, and let's figure out, we're going to put one there, one here, here. I was going to put one over here, but then I thought it would look like he was pooping out a flower. So I didn't. So we delayed reaction from Cheryl. But you guys, I did. I thought, well, that was gonna look weird. Well, we'll set one there just to see what it looks like. But I didn't want to put one there. Okay, so we got a flower here. I think I want a yellow one right there. And so if we set a flower here, I thought about putting one over there, but I'm like, oh, that'll look weird. Okay. See, these things about embellishments, important where you put them. But 3 flowers kind of in the puddly is good. All right. Now, Stella, Ella, Ella is right here. We're going to Stella up the foxy and the umbrella and the puddle and your ribbon. Yeah, so Patricia Thomas, when I was sending out the tutorial for this class, it actually was in the center of my mind that I needed to send it to your other email address, right? I didn't recall that for the other class. And so, yes, I can send it to you. And thank you for sending me an email reminder. I appreciate it. So, Barb, I had these organizers made. And I'm so sad I don't ship them to Canada, but I had them made. A friend's husband makes them, and then I do sell them to those in the U.S. Do you think it would smell pretty? Ha! Jeannie Parker's wondering if the little flower would smell pretty coming out from behind. It would smell like a flower. Flower. All right, you guys. There's our card number 3. Yay. Doing good, doing good. We have one left. It is our Shakerific card, and it is a real shaker card, you guys. It's not the faker shaker. We have some faker shaker cards coming up for you in the near future, but this is a full-blown shaker card. And this is the card that Tigger goes crazy for, you guys. He absolutely loves the noise. When he hears this noise, he runs over to me and wants to know what is happening with his shaker card. So we've already got our little dude here cut out, and we do have flowers off to the side here. So not with that scissors. Barb said, have I thought about moving to Canada? I haven't thought about moving to Canada, but I did think about coming to visit Rose in Canada. I definitely want to make a trip up there to hang out with her and design in person, and definitely get up there. So, but not moving. I actually, if I'm going to move anywhere, it would probably be in 15 years or I don't know, whenever, 10 years, whatever, to a warmer climate. So if Tyler has his way, he'd move to Hawaii, but I know that's not in our span. I always thought Florida. My grandparents wintered down in Florida. I've never been to Arizona, so I couldn't say Arizona. And I don't know anything about New Mexico, really. So I've never been there either. All right, you guys, see what I just did? I cut one set of flowers, and I'm going to cut the other set. And I don't know if I need to change up the bottom a little bit, because it is a little wider than what we have on the card. So we can always come back to that and trim that when it's time to put it on the card. All right, so you guys, this one is going to be, besides the shaker part of it, is pretty simple. I will be honest with you, Diane made these as her swap cards. No, I wouldn't go to California. I have friends that live in California, so I have people to visit when I want to go to California. Definitely like the San Diego area. I've not really been many. I have been to San Francisco probably 15 years ago, but I haven't been to Northern California. I heard the wineries out there are very nice. So I was helping Diane put this card together for her swap cards, and I completely messed up all. Michigan is warmer than Wisconsin. Oh, Jeannie Parker, you want me to move to Michigan, don't you? I would not want Arizona in the summer. No, what I would be thinking of is a winter home, somewhere in a summer home. I'd stay up here in the summertime. You guys, we already cut our DSP. We've got our DSP set here. You definitely want to pull out all your bits and parts, you guys. There are lots of pieces in this one. I can't leave Canada. I can't go to Canada, right? Virginia has 4 seasons and an ocean. Oh, I like that, Cindy. That's a good idea. So make sure you go and burnish. Now, I did help Diane do this, and I completely messed up. Oh, no, I'm okay. I was like, I think I forgot to do something, but I didn't. Okay. I messed up adhering her. I think I didn't mess up. I wonder if I forgot. Can you go in your, no, Can you go in your card kit for this kit and see if I put this frame in here for you? Because I had to make 8 more, right? And now I'm starting to second guess if I did the frame. I owe it to 8 of you guys. You, Judy, Chris, Judy Kruger, Marcia, Coolabert. My kit here, I bet I did forget. Okay, I owe 7 people the frame. It just dawned on me that when I was making more for this class, yep, I definitely forgot the frame. All right, so it's all manageable. I got it. So, but Judy Kruger and Marcia Coolabert, if you're watching, you guys don't have this piece right here, and because I had to kit these up extra 8 the other night. So, okay, I just had that moment of like, okay. So you guys will have the frame, most of you, all but 8 or 7, I should say. That's already cut out with a stitched rectangle. You will have a piece here of a window sheet. It's in there, promise. We'll need that for your shaker. These 2 pieces are for your inside. You've already cut this for your outside. And then you'll have a long, skinny strip here. This, did you send the PDF for the, oh, I'm looking at comments down here and I already answered that one. This is what the other die looks like for In the Sending Smiles. The bridge comes from the set. You guys, this is using the silver foil with the bridge. You have the kite part in Old Olive, which is here. You have the kite part with Balmy Blue. These clouds are also part of this. And the clouds are cut from the textured shimmer white right here. So that's a lot of bits and parts. All right, what do we want to do first? Let us see what's on the inside, which is that little guy. Okay, let's do that first. And as long as we got the stamps here, let's do our stamping first. All right, so we need that one. Karen Cotton didn't get the clear piece. That is interesting. Well, I'm glad you had one, Karen. I appreciate you telling me that you didn't get one. I could have sworn, like when I was cutting this, they're very see-through, but I believe you if you didn't get it, but I'm glad you had one that you could use. And it's a window sheet. When you guys get your stamps from Stampin' Up, you could also use those sheets as well. So I save all these too. So the one side is a thinner cellophane and the other side is a window sheet. You could really use that too to make a shaker card. All right, so this little bunny is gonna go, somebody loves you. This little bunny is gonna go on the bottom left here. Perfect. And then we're gonna stamp Sunshine to Brighten Your Day. So that is one of the longer ones in here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean that one. Might as well, that one doesn't have anything on it. Must be right there. And I think we'll clean that. So we can flip out some blocks really quick. All right, so we're done with that one. And we need Sunshine. Sunshine. It's a really long one here. To brighten your day. I'm gonna put that flat on the table and it'll take its form, its original form. And so how many of you guys ended up getting this Sunshine stamp set, the Sending Sunshine? It's on, I think, unorderable right now. I think it just went into out of inventory status, but wowzer, I just love this one. I started using it way too much. So Carissa picked on me and said, I'll never sell anything else if I keep using the same set with everybody. So that just shows you how much I love this one stamp set. So we started using Art Gallery for a time or two. And so we pulled that in for tomorrow. We'll use Art Gallery. All right. Let's just see how that looks. Good for me, good for you. All right, so this little label, stamp that. So I keep a darker mat behind a white label so it's easier to see where you're stamping. Deb loves the set and Linda has it already. Lynn loves the Sunshine set, yay. Laura's got it, yeah, yep, it's a good one. All right, so there's our stamping. I think that's it for stamping on this one. So we will put this away. And I bet that Cheryl's gonna do a little stamping when we're done with class. She's gonna get all of her sentiments stamped. So I will leave these out for you so that you have them. I'll set this back here. All right, so we've got that done. Let's do a little gluing. All right, so we can glue this, we can glue this, and we can glue this. So let's get that all prepped with some glue. That one, and that one. So this designer one will go on the top of our card. So I've gotten in the habit. I try to open it just to make sure it's going the right way. This will just get set right, centered top to bottom, left to right on the top. And then our yellow, Randy has it already. I didn't pick on you, just wanted you to broaden your options. Wow, Carissa, you did tease me about it, so it felt a little bit like you were giving me a hard time. But it was very understanding and it always in the nicest of ways. I get it. But she had a very good point. If I keep showing you guys the same stamp set over and over, it's either going to sell a lot of that stamp set, but it might not sell anything else, right? So, and then she helped me remember that we have art gallery. So what I love about the Sending Smiles and this art gallery are lots of little sentiments. But the art gallery, I didn't like the die that came with this one as much as I liked the die for this one. So that's why I think I was always more drawn to Sending Smiles than I was to the other. Okay, so what we have to do for making a shaker card, we have to adhere the window sheet down to the back of it, and then we're going to put dimensionals around it, and ultimately we put it down. Now we did do a shaker card once in the past, and it was really hard because of the upside down. Before we do this though, we're going to put our clouds in the sky here. So we're going to get them glued down. So let's put a little bit of adhesive behind them. Like there's that. We're going to do this one and this one. And let's get these kind of positioned where we want them. You've got the whole sky to put them in. I'm going to put this one over here. And we'll maybe put this one up here. How's that look? Right there. Okay. So we got our clouds planted. Oh my goodness. I got two. Hold me on. Oh. Hopefully I cut another one for somebody. We've gotten to that point where if we can't find it when we go through our kits, we just cut another one. All right, so that's prepped and ready to go. So now for this, to do this window, I'm going to take tear tape and we're going to run tear tape close to the edges of the opening of the window. Pick this off, and then we're going to run two more pieces this side, just like that. And so when I was helping Diane with her swap cards, I didn't put the window sheet down first. I just put the foam strips down first. And I was like, oh man, I had to rip all of it apart. So we're just going to set our adhesive or our window sheet right into the tear tape. So it basically created this window. Now is your time to, if you have anything to help with static electricity to get the little fuzzies off or the little like pieces off, that would be good. So they sell, Stampin' Up! Has these foam strips like this. You can use these or you can use these. Just know that the height of the regular dimensionals are a little bit not as tall as the foam strips. The foam strips have a little bit more height to them. And what you're going to do now is you're going to put foam strips around the edge here. And I try to get close. Oh, that one's, I guess, two pieces. We're going to get close to the edge. It's okay if they're not all the same like piece, we're gonna like kind of piecemeal it together. So like we're just gonna butt this up to this, and then we're gonna butt that one up. When it comes to the edge here, I'm gonna take my scissors and trim it. And then we've got over here, so like that. Now, I've done shaker cards with sand in them, like with a beachy one. You just have to, if the smaller or more granule the inside that you have, the tighter you need the spacing to be. Or I should say, you don't want to have any spacing, you want it tighter. All right, so let's see here, I'm gonna use one, that's garbage now, okay. So now I'm putting it around the other parts of the card so that there's extra support elsewhere. And then we're gonna do over on the edge here. And then I'm gonna put right over there as well, so that there's stability everywhere on the card is what I'm going for here. Something like that. All right, so I cut these to be the length that I need them to be. And they start off double. They start off like this long, and I cut them in half and use them as I need to. Okay, so the concept of what's gonna happen here is you're gonna put loose flowers down, and then this goes over the top of it. And then the adhesive is gonna stick to the paper, and then you'll have the ability to shake it. Shake it like a salt shaker. What is different, so Diane made this card. This was part of her swap card. She actually put effervescent elements in here. So this is what Tigger goes crazy for. He sees these little rolling balls in here, and he just wants to bat at them. So you guys did not get the effervescent elements in your goodie bag. That was not really part of the card. What you guys got were loose flowers. But I wanted to show you the card with the effervescent elements, because if you have them, it definitely wouldn't hurt to put them in. They look super cool, and they add a little element of like different color to the back. They match the blue really nice. So you can always add anything else to the shaker card if you want to. If you do use those, they're very hard. They roll all over the place. So what I would do for me, I like to prep this so that it's ready to go. You have to be very careful, because once you prep this and take all of this paper off, it's going to get sticky. And if you drop something in it, or if your cat jumps up on your workstation and you're in the middle of this, it's gonna be a hot mess. All right, so let's get that one off, that, and that. Because ultimately, you're gonna set this down on here, and you gotta be as straight can be, as you can handle. Otherwise, when you go to pull this off, if it's wrong, you're gonna not be happy. It's gonna be a big mess. So what I'm gonna do is put some of these flowers down. So these are nice because they don't roll all over the place, right? So do as many or as little as you want. It's your card. If you do have the effervescent elements and you want to use them, what I would do is make a little path right here and make it so that if they roll into, so I would just put, see, and then they're gonna roll into the flowers or onto the floor, and then they won't roll off the card. Had I not had all those flowers there, they would be rolling everywhere. So I'm just showing you a trick to, if you do add your own effervescent elements. And then this is the hard part right here, is centering this, but I would just center it top to bottom, left to right. And when you get it where you want it, just make it happen and go straight down and put pressure down around all of the edges, and make sure it seals good. And then that's how you do your shaker. Okay, very nice. All right, so now we have our final countdown for all the bits and the parts here. So the kite, I used dimensionals, and I'm going to pop that up, and that fits right in to the old olive here of the kite, right like that. Okay, so that's ready to go. Our little bridge. So the bridge gets glued actually onto the window sheet part, but if you're gonna use liquid glue, it's gonna potentially ooze out. So I think what I would strongly suggest is taking a glue dot and rolling it and putting it on the left side and then rolling another one. And that's probably gonna be enough to make that stick just fine. If you really want to, for good measure, you could put another one maybe in the middle, but I'm gonna roll it so you don't see the edge of it, or like spread it out. And then it's right about here. And then our bunny is gonna get his ears popped up. Oh, come on. And then we're gonna glue that flat on his feet, and we're gonna glue the sentiment flat. So let's prep that and that. So he's hanging out over here. And then the sentiment is right along, thanks Shirley. His foot is kind of just hanging over the sentiment strip here. So that goes along the bottom. And then our kite, I don't remember, we did pop that up. Okay, so we're gonna put a couple dimensionals here. And I'm gonna put a little dot of liquid glue in his hand, because that'll catch the string of the kite, which is actually paper. And then like this, set that down into it, and then that glue soak into his hand like that. And then the flowers. The one is over here, kind of in front of, it kind of helps to mask where the bridge is, where it ends. This one though is gonna need a little trim job on the side. So this one's gonna go flat. And I think I'm just gonna use a glue dot on that, because that'll catch the window sheet. Thanks, Sharon Land. And then we're gonna put a little liquid glue at the bottom. This will attach there. Now this one popped up with dimensionals. Put one at the top, and then we're gonna use liquid glue at the bottom, right there. And let's see here, kind of covers up the label a little bit. And you're going to need to use the scissors here and just trim. I think I'm just gonna snip that right off the edge there. And then we added some flowers along the bottom to give it a little color. So this is where you just use dots of liquid glue. Got 3. You can always add more if you wanted. You already got a lot going on in the inside. Thanks, Melody Miller. So we'll grab this. Thanks, Cindy Runtree. He does. I promised Tigger I would make him his very own shaker card. You know, and it's like the what is it? The shoemaker's children have the worst shoes around because he has no time to fix the kids' shoes, right? So I feel like that poor Tigger never is gonna. He'll get a shaker card. I'll make the kid a shaker card, and he can bite on it and chew it as much as he wants. And I'll put those effervescent elements in it. Okay, well done. Thanks, Lori Baxter. Oh, that'll be Linda's first shaker card. Oh my goodness, it's hard to believe. You guys, I started making shaker cards like this 20 years ago. These are some of the first type of cards I made way back in the Middle Ages. So it's very nice to hear that some people are, because of the class, they're getting to make some shaker cards for the first time. Very, very nice. All right, so I'm putting back my little dimensional sheets here. Laura Sullivan says hearts as well. Let's pull all of the cards in so you guys can see them and tell me which is your favorite. It's gonna be a hard one to figure out, I think. I do need to Stella this kite real quick. Did forget to do that. I had it in my head I was gonna do it. I like where my clouds got placed, you guys, so I did move my clouds different. Oh, we're not done. We didn't add ribbon. Oh my goodness. Hang on one moment, please. Let's put this one away. I know, Pat, we forgot to do the ribbon. I remembered it just as I was looking down at the sample. So you guys just cut yourself a little slip of ribbon and do an overhand knot. And we're gonna just do a little baby overhand knot. Grab a glue dot. Barb loves the cards, yay. And we're gonna put it right at the base. It's all about the base. And we're gonna put that little right there. And we gotta trim our tails. We're not there yet, almost. Almost. We're gonna do them really short. So there's one. And then the other side. All right, now I think we can say we got that one done. All right, Hildy says the shaker card, yay. Awesome, awesome. Shaker card for Hildy. Turtle and shaker card for Susan. Randy loves all the cards. They're all so cute. Can't wait to start on them tomorrow. Perfect, Melody. I'm happy that you are going to be starting on them tomorrow. Awesome sauce. So, all right. So if Sherry Martin, if you're watching, you were one of the last 8 that I didn't include a frame. So you have a class going out to you next week. You actually have 2 classes going out to you. I will include the frame in your class cards for next week when I mail them on Thursday. Again, Judy Kruger, Marcia Coolbert, Cheryl Taylor, Annette Rollin, Chris Dudorenki, Judy Immel, myself. We are the 8 that need to have your frames. So I think that I've got a good handle on that. Sherry, you're the only one that's not local, and I'll make sure to mail it with your card kits next week. So awesome. All right, you guys, we're going to do a random number generator, and we are going to pick 2 people at random that signed up for this class. What are the odds that my number gets picked? I'll be very excited, but I won't take a prize. All right, so we're going to go to random number generator. That was really hard to say that. And put in here 78 people. All right, we're going to hit the word generate. 56. All right, who is 56? Janet Prue. Wow, Janet. I want to say that you won. Did you win the last time? Queen Bee. No, Queen Bee was Susan and Sandy Wicklander. Gosh, Janet Prue, I feel like Janet Prue, you did. You won it in January with the Delicate Desert. So you are a lucky girl with our ink, paper, scissors, Janet. All right, we're going to hit generate again and see who our other lucky winner is. Number 14, back to the basics. Patricia Settle, way at the beginning. Awesome. All right, so I have Patricia and I have Janet. So congratulations to both of you lucky ladies. Awesome sauce. I did not have an opportunity today to pull the winners for cards for past classes. I had every intention to, but Cheryl's going to help me get it done tomorrow. We're going to make sure we pull some winners for some past classes to give away in the class at 4 o'clock tomorrow. So Shirley can't wait to do hers tomorrow. Yay. Oh, thanks, Cheryl. Congratulations to the winners. Yeah, you guys, I feel like we're going to be live tomorrow a bunch. So I'm going to let you guys all go here. Look at the organized book. Look at that look at that organized book. That organized book is because of Carissa. You guys, I'm very fortunate that she brought me this purple book and she helped me get all my class sign-up sheets. Like, these are how I keep track of my classes, you guys. Like, this is how I keep track of everything. If you wonder how I make them, like, that happen with everybody getting their classes, that's how it is because of this amazing book. I do want to say here, you guys, if you go to my website, cardsbycrispy.com, you go to the newsletters and files section, the whole 2023 calendar is updated out there, as is April through August. I will be talking about it in the showcase tomorrow. We had a little switcheroo with the ink, paper, scissors card classes for June and August, and then the suite class for July. We finagled things differently to make it flow better and design better, I think. So I'll talk about that tomorrow in the May showcase, but just to let you guys know, in case you're wondering and want to get your own copy printed, all of the copies I sent you guys in your classes 2 weeks ago, have the old version and now the new version is out there, and that's just how it is. It's a moving target, that piece of paper is. So, but just know that it is updated, it is out there. I tried to take off any past classes that are already gone too, because sometimes those past classes go away. And so that should be updated now as well. Okay, we did good, you guys. So we'll see you tomorrow at 4 different points in my mind to get all the videos done that we need to. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. It has been a blast making these cards with you. I've been looking forward to this class since December, you guys. It's always sad to see a class go because then the cards aren't on the counter anymore. But I will definitely have to keep it on my, maybe Cheryl and I can make a shaker card for Tigger tomorrow too.
Yeah, I think we should use catnip, like someone said, because he might choke on that flowers.
Oh yeah. Well, we're just gonna, what I pictured in my head is just making the frame with a window sheet and having those balls on the inside and just a white frame with nothing else. Like, it doesn't even have to be a card really. It just has to be a shaker thing for him. So yeah, all good though. All right, you guys, we can make whatever we want to. All right, you guys, lots of sunshine, love, and hugs to you. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we will see you tomorrow. Back for some more action in the hive. Love you long time. I'm going to count to 10, and then we're going to call it, just in case it cuts me out early. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Love you long time. If you hear it.